because if you're too preoccupied with money and what's going on in terms of holding on to all your money. You can see in this card, he's got a coin on his head, he's got a coin in front of his heart, he's holding on to these coins, and he's essentially immobilized because he's over-focused on money, on possessions, on assets, on holding on to everything that he's got and maintaining the status quo. In the reverse position, it can sometimes mean that your money situation is lightening up, or that your fears about money, your need or feeling to like hold on to everything as tight as possible, maybe like easing up. Or it could be conversely, it could be that you're having some resistance or fear or doubt about lightening up, about letting go, and about not feeling like you need to hold on to every last cent. It's really a lack mentality, and it's a fear mentality. So the image I always give with this card is that if you're trying to hold things in a fist like this, if you're trying to hold on to every single coin that you have, you can't receive anything more. That's what an open palm is. So an open palm not only can receive, but it's also giving to others. And that's actually where wealth happens, is when you're giving and receiving, you're allowing that money to flow. So try to loosen up if you can regarding possessions, assets, money, even if things feel tight at the beginning of August, because all you're kind of really doing with that is creating stress and worry. I'm seeing a lot of stuff here about feeling stressed or worried or concerned about money, possessions, assets. It's actually, if you look at all these swords cards, swords represent thoughts and ideas and where our thoughts are. And it's really, you may be really preoccupied and overthinking and stressed out, kind of causing yourself to feel powerless and in a victim state from overthinking of all of this. And it's actually like causing problems with relationships with other people, whether it's in your primary relationship, if you're in a romantic relationship or partnership, or just, relationships in general. It may be causing some friction there because your thoughts, all your ideas are kind of wrapped up. You're preoccupied is what I'll say. And this is at the beginning of August. With Nine of Swords, Nine of Swords says, you may have some things to think about. That's what these three swords that are interacting with these hands are about. But don't make it into 9 things. Don't overcomplicate things is a good message of this card. Don't make mountains out of molehills. Essentially, if you're in this card's energy, it's like you're going around a track in a circle and overthinking things and worrying and stressing, splitting hairs, and all it's doing is creating tension for you, creating bondage, creating. In fact, if you'll notice in both of these cards, they're both bound. And what's funny is that the swords can be the source of that binding, or they can be the solution of that binding. All it takes is one sword to cut these binds, to cut these binds. 8 of Swords here is, again, when you have these fixed swords stuck in the ground, it means like being in sort of a fixed way of thinking about things, and it really can immobilize you. 8 of Swords is about victim mentality, or feeling like you're stuck, or you're powerless in the situation, feeling like you're captive. But one thing I'll point out in this card is that there's no one else there. It's just her, and she could actually walk right out of these swords. But she's sort of surrounding herself by her thoughts, and therefore feeling captive, feeling blindfolded, feeling bound. But it's really her thoughts about the situation that are making it that way. So do you want to stand among those fixed thoughts, those fixed swords that you've put? Believe it or not, it's not anyone else that has put these swords into the ground around you. These are swords that you have put yourself through your own. These are thoughts that you're surrounding yourself with. So you can stay there, or you can walk out of that. You can cut your binds on any of these swords, take off your blindfold, and walk away. This figure actually has a lot more power than she believes that she does. But it's her belief in her stuck situation, in feeling victimized or captive or any of that keeps her there. So in the reverse position, You may either not be recognizing how you are contributing to this situation that you feel stuck in, or it may be that things start to lighten up. You may start to see, we might start to have some insight. There's just some fear or resistance is what I'm noticing in the reverse position. And you definitely have been stressing or overthinking or in a state of anxiety. You know, it's funny, Pisces, because last year Jupiter came into Virgo, which is your opposite sign of the other. And in August, this month of August, you're going to be having the Sun and Mercury and Venus also entering Virgo, which is the sign of the other. So it could be that you've been, for the past year sacrificing your life, or you may have been feeling like your life is on hold, or that you are a victim or powerless over a certain situation. But that's going to be turning around. That cycle is completing. And towards the end of August, you may be finding someone, especially this Page of Swords person or this Knight of Coins person, who can help you. You know, you might be, in September, you're going to be moving forward and feeling a lot less victimized, a lot less powerless, a lot more like your own life is back in your own hands. So, in some ways, August is the remnant or the last chapter of feeling all of this and overthinking and feeling bound up and constricted, and maybe that your life isn't your own, maybe that you've been captive for a while. But that's the theme of the beginning of August. So in this case, when I see all this swords energy, what it tells me is that you need to get out of your head. You need to do anything else other than air, thought, mental element energy. So those other three things are fire, water, or earth. So fire means getting active, going and doing something that has to do with exercise, with movement, with activity, projects, involvement, passion, creativity, all that fire energy. So that will help melt away some of the swords energy. Or water energy, it means being expressive, connecting with your heart, connecting with things that you love and people you love, participating in more heart energy. Or earth energy, which is being grounded, being, meditating, connecting with nature, gardening, anything that has to do with grounding energy. So the way out of all the swords energy, overthinking, stressing, basically driving yourself crazy. Because also in the Rider-Waite deck, there's only one person in this card. In the Rider-Waite, this card shows a woman in bed with her head in her hands, and it's only her there. And it also depicts a sword fight with just one person. So use those images to try to get out of your head. Try not to be over preoccupied with this money situation, trying to cling on to everything. Try not to be preoccupied with any disruptions in relationship. Once you get out of the swords victimization, captive energy, that's gonna correct for you. So those are three ways out of excessive swords energy is fire, add more fire energy, creativity, activity, passion, action, exercise, all that. Or heart energy, connect with children or animals or nature or your own heart, maybe write about things or be expressive. Or grounded energy, which is, again, meditation, also connecting with nature, being around grounded people, doing things that center and ground you. So those are my recommendations for the beginning of August for you, Pisces. If you're struggling with any sort of overactive mind, any worry, and any anxiety, feeling preoccupied or feeling stuck. And also, that is going to lighten up in September. Just letting you know, August will be your first sort of finish line to cross from this whole past year where you've been really dedicating yourself to others more than yourself. And then beginning of September, you will go forward. Look at all this money stuff going on here. I've got Four of Coins, Page of Coins, and Knight of Coins, all in the same thing. So, here's what's cool is that at the beginning of the month, Four of Coins is about worrying about money and trying to hold on to it and being fearful and feeling like you just don't, you just have enough. Like, don't upset the apple cart. Like, I'm really just holding on to every last penny. This card, Page of Coins, is about receiving new money. So mid-month August, money things may turn around for you. You have the opportunity for that. Excuse me. So this is receiving new money, being optimistic about money, having a willingness about money. Excuse me. So, Page of Coins is holding up this coin and looking at it and saying, oh, how can I make better choices with my money? How can I make better investments? Maybe there's a job that's coming to you in the middle of August. New money may be coming to you if you put yourself in a place of optimism, enthusiasm, encouragement, maybe receiving a job offer, receiving something new, or even just considering what you want your new lifestyle to be like, considering receiving new possessions, new assets, new money. That's what Page is about. Page is willingness and optimism towards whatever element they're considering, and in this case it's earth element. So it's all about money, assets, possession, lifestyle. And Page is willing to receive that. Page is the young person who's starting anew. So it might be a new way of you approaching your money, establishing a new budget, like I said, getting a new job, or having a new job offer. Maybe just considering a new way to interact with your money. It's definitely a step. Whereas this guy's in fear, this guy is in enthusiasm and optimism. So that's a good change, Pisces, from the beginning of August and a little bit of stress that's going on here to maybe considering new things. I'll talk a little bit more about Knight of Coins here. He's a salesman and he drives a hard bargain. And he is usually an earth sign. These could also be earth signs here. So if you're working with a Taurus, a Virgo, or a Capricorn, the younger person is going to have more benefit for you than the older earth sign. But what Knight of Coins is about is being practical, and he considers the bottom line of things. He considers, like, he drives a hard bargain, and he's a salesman card. So, he's someone who is, all Knights are romantic, clever, playful, creative, but they can also be a little bit on the shady side, a little bit on the dishonest side. So be aware of any dishonesty or somebody trying to sell you a bill of goods that's not, not good stuff. In the upright position, he's the salesman. He's a good negotiator, a good bargain hunter, a good, handles all that stuff. In the reverse position, maybe not so much. Maybe you don't want to buy something from this guy. Maybe it's like an investment opportunity you don't want to get involved with. It's not valuable. It's not good stuff. But what I see in the middle of the month here is, this is interesting. There's something going on with heartbreak or heartache, disappointment, sadness regarding the family. The reason I'm saying that, and this could be with a family member or your romantic partner, or your children or extended family, there's something that's blocking your fulfillment of your happiness. This card, as you can see, 10 of Cups, is the happiest that you can be. This is the most amount of cups that can appear on a card, and the cups represent emotion and the water element. You're a water sign, Pisces, so this is something that you can really relate to. And normally in the upright position, 10 of Cups is having your heart filled. It's a card that means joy, peace in the family. It means like celebration. It means, when the rainbow is coming, the rainbow's end is among this couple here, and also in the background there's usually children dancing as well. So it's a celebration of the family, of joyousness, of peace. Next to this 3 of Swords, and with both of them in reverse, it's saying, gosh, there's some real heartache regarding family members, or whether it is mother, father, brother, sister, aunt, uncle, grandparent, niece, nephew, some, or extended family. There's some kind of heartbreak that's going on in the family. And you might be not acknowledging that, or not not willing to look at that. There's something that is difficult about these, you know, both being in reverse. I can't remember if it was like this or like this, but yeah, it's causing some pain, Pisces, and you might be trying to just avoid that. There's someone who is being a little deceptive in this situation. Now, this could be you or someone else, but this card represents me behavior. Someone trying to steal something or cut corners or criminal behavior or dishonesty. So it's saying that there is a way in which someone is acting just very selfishly, seeing things only from their own point of view. So if you identify with this, Pisces, or if you identify with someone else acting this way in your environment, it may be part of what is really challenging you in terms of the harmony within the family, or the disappointment, or the betrayal, or whatever's going on that's causing disharmony in the family. It's mostly related to this character. So regardless, this person thinks that whatever they're doing is not being seen or not being acknowledged, but everyone is seeing their behavior. It's very self-centered. It's very childish. It's almost criminal. It's dishonest. So be aware of that, and be aware of how it may affect, or it may be part of the reason of maybe draining the happiness out of you. You know, in this card, the rainbow is ending up here, but in this card, it's like draining out. So I'm not sure what else to say about that, but make sure that you don't engage in this kind of behavior, Pisces, whether that's you or someone else. See if you can separate yourself from it, because it's what's draining. You have enough going on here in regards to the family. Try not to let this zap your energy as well. Stick if you can with this Page of Coins energy, because he's just basically optimistic and willing about new lifestyle, new job, new money. You know, he's in sort of a happy place, and he's really looking away from all of this drama, I'll say, or just heartache, you know, especially regarding the family. See if you can put yourself in a place where you're optimistic and willing and considering new things regarding money, regarding lifestyle, regarding assets, possessions. You know, he's received something, and see if you can just revel in what it is that you've received. See if you could, this card can be a card of being grateful for what you have. So see if you can stay there. Also, at the end of the month, we talked a little bit about Knight of Coins. So this can often be a earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn. In the upright position, he's the salesman, and he considers values of things, and he considers the bottom line of things. You know, in the reverse, I'm going to say this might not be someone that you can trust. He's following this card. So there's some ways in which the earth sign may not be trustworthy that, you know, you're encountering. And he's also in the reverse position looking away. I'm going to say that he's offering you a bargain that you may not want to take. So if you're offered a bargain at the end of the month, especially by an earth sign person, I wouldn't go for it in this particular situation. It's not going to help you. I do see that you have some wonderful love energy opening up here, and just sweetness. This is the exchange of hearts. This could be a reconciliation with a sibling, or someone that you've known from your past, an old friend. It could be an old friend showing up. Six of Cups is about the exchange of hearts between children. It's really a card of sweetness, innocence, childhood. It can be a card of reunion with someone from the past, or that you knew in childhood or when you were young. And it's really just sweet and tender-hearted. And it's saying to me, if you can remember, if you look at the strife involved in these cards, and then this is just like, you know, remember the simple times. Remember when things were simple and sweet and innocent. There may be someone from your past who helps you get to that place. It's getting out of all this swords energy, overthinking things, or heartbreak, or betrayal. See if you can remember when things were just sweet and innocent, and when you were like a child, and it's basically like two kids sharing a toy. It's got that energy and that feeling to it, Pisces. So that's showing up for you towards the end of the month. And actually, Both of these cards are 6 cards, which have to do with resources, which has to do with balance and harmony, and knowledge. This is 6 of coins, which has to do with assessment of who's got it and who doesn't have it. Who are the haves and who are the have-nots? Who's got the money and who's handing it out to the people who don't have the money? Who do you identify with more, Pisces? Because there's something out of whack as far as who's got it and who doesn't have it. There's something out of whack in terms of the values or the balance of the resources. And there's some lack of harmony between maybe this person from the past who is like a child or acting like a child, or there's some way in which the sweetness of this card is not balanced with this card. You know, there might have been someone from the past that you saw, you know, and had a sweet relationship with then, but there's something out of balance now, especially regarding money or assets, values, knowledge, information, power. There's something that is not lining up with them. And this card too, Page of Swords, this is a card of, you know, this could be a air sign. This is often Gemini, Aquarius, or Libra. And this is someone who stands up for what they believe in. You can see that they're holding the sword, which represents the truth. This is their truth. And they're willing to stand on the top of the mountain and say, this is my truth. It kind of reminds me of college students who take up a cause and can be very dedicated to that cause. And Page of Swords is not, you know, this could be an air sign that is declaring their truth to you and saying, you know, this is not equitable. This is not, I don't see this as being a fair share of the wealth or a fair share of balance. They're standing in their truth and they're saying, this is what I believe. I'm willing to defend it. This is what I have to say. It could either be an air sign or it could just be a young person voicing their opinion. They are in alignment with this deception card or dishonesty card. They could be trying to get away with something that's not theirs, or there could be some like tie to not correct behavior in a relationship. But they are being honest. They are standing up and they're saying, this is what I believe. I'm willing to defend it. I'm willing to say it. And I'm willing to be kind of sharp with it if I need to. That's Swords energy. But that's basically my reading for you, Pisces, for August. I want to just emphasize there are a lot of cards in here that have this golden background. So there is a bunch of optimism and sunniness available to you, but you have to get past all this Swords energy. So get out of your head. That's really going to help you for August, Pisces. And do know that, you know, this year-long period where you've been dedicating yourself to the needs of others will be wrapping up. You will finish up with that in August and then come sort of to a more free place in September. But there is some stuff that still needs to be addressed. You just, my best recommendation to you, Pisces, for August is to get out of your head and do one of those other 3 realms are really going to help you to balance the energies. Enjoy this sweetness here at the end of the month. Enjoy maybe a new relationship with money or a new job offer, new lifestyle that's coming to you. Value what it is that you have and just try to get out of your head, because that's really what's complicating things for you, Pisces, and making you feel stuck.